Lisa Ouellet, and I'm here to do your monthly psychic angel card reading. I'm going to go back from weekly to monthly for a little while, try that out. It is the month of May 2016, and we're going to be using Doreen Virtue's Dolphin and Mermaid deck. This is one of my favorite decks that I had a few cards missing from, just got the deck back. Excuse me, got a new deck, ordered a new deck, so I'm happy and excited to be using these cards again. Excuse me, I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit. I'm going to be pulling the cards ahead of time for each sign so that I'm not wasting time shuffling during the reading. I also wanted to remind everybody that this is a general reading, so remember, if you're watching your sun sign, to watch your ascendant, your rising sign, and your moon sign as well, because that will give you a more complete picture. If the reading doesn't resonate 100% with you, again, general reading, you might want to get a personalized one-on-one reading. You can do so by reaching me through my website at lisawillet.com. The information is at the bottom of the screen. And again, we're going to have some planetary influences this month. We are in the midst of Mercury retrograde for the month of May. We have the holiday, for a lot of you celebrate Memorial Day coming up, so there's some exciting things coming up for that. We have the full moon and the new moon like we always do. Mars is retrograde, so we have some planetary things going on as well. But I just wanted to again, remind you for your sun, your moon, and your rising sign, general reading. Again, thank you so much for everybody that's been subscribing to my channel. I greatly appreciate that. And if you have been leaving comments, I greatly appreciate that as well. I love to interact with you. Really love to hear what you have to say. So please keep those comments coming. And again, if you want to follow me on any other social media, the information is at the bottom of the screen. And so now we're going to start the readings. Here we go. Pisces, I have pulled 3 cards for you ahead of time, calling in your angels for your highest and best. The cards that I pulled for you were self-forgiveness, let go of old guilt and remember that you're God's perfect child. Explore your options. It's time to look at other possibilities. It's time to make changes. And watch your thoughts. It's important to only think about what you desire, not what you fear. This is for May 2016 for you Pisces out there. So first and foremost, they're talking about self-forgiveness, okay? Letting go of old guilt and remembering you're God's perfect child. I love that. Love that message for you. Excuse me. A lot of times we are harder on ourselves than anybody else is. It's self-recriminations. We made mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. We're souls here in human form, and we're learning to live our life's journey, right? But we all have made mistakes with people, situations. Nobody's perfect. So this card talks about being super hard on yourself, being your own worst critic, using harsh words to talk about yourself, or harsh energies when you think about yourself. Verbally or mentally. And while it's healthy to hold yourself up to high standards, they're saying it's not so. Don't border on the self-abuse part of this. Don't beat yourself up so much that you start to believe that about yourself. Okay, so yes, you may have made mistakes in past relationships. You may have made mistakes in, and not even just romantic relationships, in past relationships with friendships or with business partners or whatever. But remember, you learn from each situation that you're in, you learn from each relationship you're in, and if you can learn to move past that in this month, if you can learn to forgive yourself for the things that you said, the things that you did, the decisions that you made, it might not even be Pisces about yourself. It might be about people that you got involved with that were nasty to you, that didn't treat you well, and that you stayed in the relationship longer than you should have. The forgiveness is about you moving on from holding on to negative thoughts about yourself or other people, okay? It's all about you, though. It's how you feel about yourself, how you feel about your actions and what you did, how you feel about how you let other people treat you and what you allowed. They say as you focus your positive attributes, your self-esteem will increase. So again, the self-forgiveness card, a lot of times, you'll have this card when self-esteem issues are coming up. So remember that guilt is the opposite of love, and that guilt doesn't help anyone or anything. The affirmation for this card is, I ask that all effects of my mistakes be undone in all directions of time, and I now release all guilt completely. I love my true self from top to bottom. And so that's a great that's a great thing for you to do, is releasing any guilt that you have and knowing that, it's okay to occasionally regret things. It's okay to occasionally learn from your past mistakes, okay? So realize that mistakes that you made in situations that you got into with people in the past, they're learning tools for you. I just read somewhere that something that said, I never fail. I always was that how it went? Something like, I always learn. I either grow or I learn, So I either win or I learn. So you never lose. You're always learning something, even if you're not winning from it. So you're learning what patterns not to repeat. You're learning what behaviors not to accept. You're learning what you will tolerate in your life, okay? And it's all about watching your thoughts. All these cards go together so strongly for you. Being careful about what you think, being careful about the words that you use when you talk about yourself, the words that you use when you talk about other people. There's extra importance being shown about the thoughts that you have too. So being clear on the thoughts that come into our mind. Let's see. This card talks about you're being asked to be vigilant and holding only positive thoughts. Okay. So we all slip into negativity occasionally, right? I mean, every single one of us, we're human beings, we do that. So you're no exception, I'm no exception. However, we can undo negative thought processes and negative thinking by recognizing them and saying, it's like cancel, clear, delete, cancel, clear, delete. I now cancel all that thought and replace it with the following positive affirmation. Then say something positive instead. Then list any situation that comes to mind that makes you think better thoughts. So again, Pisces, they're talking about for the month of May, being very careful about what it is that you put into your mind, into your vocabulary, the thoughts that you think, the way that you think about yourself is clearly key for you. They're talking about, remember that we mirror other people that we bring into our lives, a lot of times mirror us, and they're saying so that you might have people around you that mirror how you feel about yourself. It might be time for you to look elsewhere for the friendships and the people that are around you, exploring your options and maybe deciding to be with healthier people, deciding to be with people that don't hold negative thought processes, negative thought patterns, and deciding to be with people that want better for themselves, okay? So sometimes we think that the way things are the only way things can be, and we don't see any other options. So this card comes to you to tell you that there are other options. A lot of times what will happen is we know we are here and we need to get there. So from point A to point B, and we think to ourselves, okay, well, there's only one way and it's straight, direct route. But that's not necessarily the case. A lot of times there can be many different ways to get there, but we're so focused on only seeing what we see. And Pisces, I feel like this is where they're saying you're at. You're only seeing one option right now, and they're telling you that you need to step out of that, step back and look and see that there's other ways to get there. Take a moment and pretend that this magical mermaid has granted you 3 wishes. You can have anything you want. What are you going to wish for? The truth is that most anything you desire is possible, and this card asks you to explore your options. At first you might do so mentally, but then maybe it comes into you through daydreams and then through nighttime dreams, and then it's important to turn those possibilities into reality by breaking them down into small goals that you can accomplish, at important, they're saying, break them down to small goals that you can accomplish in ways that you can. So like make it doable for you. Don't put it so far out there that like there's no way for you to get there, and then you fall back into the negativity again. So again, what they're saying for you is move forward in the way of your dreams. Explore your options. Know that there's more ways to do things, more ways to be a better person, more ways to get rid of your negative thoughts, more ways to be in positive relationships, more ways to forgive yourself from the way that things have gone in the past. Like, it hasn't been healthy for you to focus only on the negative, and you're stuck. They're saying a lot of you Pisces, again, general reading, a lot of you are stuck in this rut, and you need to get out of that. You need to be careful about the words that you use. The negativity diet came out for one of the other signs. Stop watching, stop being around people that are negative. Just, stop hanging around friends that complain all the time, that only have down things to say, that never are uplifting to you. Be around people that uplift you a little bit more. Be around people that are going to sing your attributes instead of, agreeing with all the things that you think about yourself in a negative way. There's all people that'll build you up it's going to be key for you to be around, Pisces. So the month of May, On the full moon, you want to release what's no longer working for you. Release that self-forgiveness. Release the guilt that you hold towards yourself or anybody else around you. Let it go and you no longer need it. Write it down on a piece of paper and burn it to the universe and then get rid of it. You're good. You should be good to finally be done with this phase of your life. So I hope this is going to be a great May for you, Pisces.